Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, Cedric in the zone, baby. Haven't made a video in about 7 days or whatever. Had lots of video ideas, stuff like this, but those ideas were replaced by fear of COVID and anxiety and stuff. We're back on lockdown there. The day before lockdown, I did two things. Number one, I got a haircut and a shave there. As I was due, folks. I was due there. Second thing I did was watch Godzilla versus Kong or whatever, folks. So without further ado, there it is time for a little movie review. Is this going to be a good review, folks? Probably not there. It's not going to be hip and fancy there, because problem is I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with reviewing movies or whatever. I'm not Siskel and Ebert or whatever. But I'm going to give y'all some thoughts there while trying not to spoil the movie too much or whatever. So basically, I enjoyed it for the fighting between Kong and Godzilla. I've always been a big fan of Godzilla. Well, not a big fan there, but I've always liked Godzilla because he's a big, badass alpha male. Just like me, folks. We got a lot in common there. We look alike, me and Godzilla there. So I enjoyed the movies. Usually a movie about Godzilla, even the older King Kong versus Godzillas, you get about 10 minutes of fighting. And you get about an hour and a half of random Japanese guys just talking from room to room, basically, in black and white or whatever. We're gonna get that Godzilla. And then in the next scene, we're going to set up a base, see? With 1950s accents. We're going to get him on the south side, see? And we're going to stop him there. But this time they tried to do more story to it, you know what I mean? And for some reason, instead of just doing something normal there, they mixed in what is called the hollow earth theory. Basically, this is even more mental than the flat earth theory. The hollow earth theory, it's the idea that inside the earth, there's a whole bunch of free space. Like, let's say the earth is like a basketball kind of deal. You'd have a layer around everywhere. We live on the outside, and some lunatics believe that there's an entryway in Antarctica that you can go inside the hollow earth, and that there's civilizations in there, shit like this. For some reason, they took this crackpot mental case theory and added it to King Kong and Godzilla. And they're claiming that King Kong comes from the hollow earth, and he doesn't, ladies and gentlemen. King Kong usually comes from Skull Island or whatever. I think that's what it's called. Skull Island, and every movie he starts off there. He fights a couple of pterodactyls. He kidnaps a woman. He climbs the Empire State Building. He looks at the woman and he's jacking off or whatever. Fighting off planes and he's jacking off. That's usually what King Kong does, folks. He jacks off, climbs in Empire State Building, hits a couple planes, and then falls off and show's over or whatever. But for some reason, they're trying to rewrite history here. They're saying that Kong lives there, or he used to live there. His family lived there before. Even they themselves in the movie, they don't even know what the fuck's going on. with this retarded bullshit. I never heard of this Hollow Earth theory having anything to do with Kong or Godzilla or whatever. And it's a retarded plot, folks. A retarded plot. We need to go to the Hollow Earth. There's a good guy. He wants to go there because Kong lives there. He wants to send him in there to save the planet. But none of it makes sense. And then there's a bad guy. He wants to go in there to get the power source so he can power up Mecha Godzilla or whatever. And they have a ship. They can go in the tunnel. At some point, they bring Kong in Antarctica, and he was cold or whatever. It looked fake as fuck there. And apparently they need the monkey to bring them down. The monkey's running in the tunnel or whatever there. He's running in the tunnel and the ship is able to follow him in the tunnel. The whole thing was fucking retarded. The story there. Like, Kong doesn't need this. He just needs a fucking flat surface. Maybe a couple buildings they can knock down. They don't need any retarded theories, especially like this Hollow Earth theory. It's like mixing in the flat Earth theory for some reason. Kong and Godzilla are gonna fight all over this flat Earth of ours. It's like they mixed a retarded fucking story, a retarded sci-fi story about the Hollow Earth and just mixed King Kong in with that shit. What for there? Kong starts out again, instead of being on Kong Island, he's stuck inside a dome, like the Truman Show kind of deal. And he's doing sign language with a little girl there. Kong doing sign language. Since when does King Kong do any sign language there? He's a fighter there who possibly wants to do things to women or whatever, you know. This time it was a little less creepy with the women. He had like a friendship with the little girl. She does sign language. He's doing sign language. But the original Kong didn't have any of this shit, sign language. They go to the Hollow Earth and he has like a big house and a big throne and an axe. And then at some point they find the power source. Kong hits the axe on the floor becomes blue. And then the bad guy's daughter sucks up the power source or whatever. And somebody was mad. This is a great discovery. You can't take all this stuff. And all they did, it was a screen that said download. It was so cheap, folks. So retarded there. He hits the floor gets blue. They do something and then it says download. They were apparently downloading the power source to give to Mecha Godzilla later on there. But story-wise, this whole thing was cheap. There was a guy with a podcast or whatever there. And the daughter of somebody, Dad, you know Godzilla's a good guy. No, we've seen everything he's done. But Dad, you know he's good. Well, sometimes people change. This bad acting, and then this daughter of some dude who's completely irrelevant, but apparently he matters. She gets together with a podcaster and her goofy friend, and they're trying to help Godzilla. You have the scientist with her daughter and some guy going in the Hollow Earth with Kong there. So there was two groups of people with each character. And Kong and Godzilla get into some fights. Now, story-wise, I thought this shit was retarded there. But I enjoyed the fighting between the two legends. Godzilla was clearly superior, folks. Here, I'm not going to spoil anything there. Godzilla proved to be a big man or whatever, but Kong and Godzilla, they were fighting. They were fighting together at times. At some point, it looked like they were going to straight up start kissing each other. I don't know, Lynn. I don't know, folks. You know, I'm trying not to spoil it there, but like Kong was like a bitch boy there doing sign language. But some parts, he was very gruesome, folks. Sometimes he did very gruesome shit. It was, it was what it was, folks. It was a bad movie with some cool fighting between Godzilla and Kong, ladies and gentlemen. Did I enjoy it? Yes, because I like Godzilla, stuff like that, but the storyline was cheap. It was goofy and stuff. The Hollow Earth theory. This should have been a completely different movie there. There's no reason to bring, let's say, the flat Earth theory into this or whatever. You know what I mean? There's no reason to bring these theories in it. Like, you can have Kong versus Godzilla. All you need, like I said, they can just fight on the surface, any surface. You don't need to bring conspiracy theories into it. Did the United States really go to the moon? What is there on the dark side of the moon? And you see Godzilla looking at the moon or whatever. You don't need this. Just have them fight. Just let them fight, let them show them. We don't need retarded storytelling like this there, but so I enjoyed the fighting. A lot of it was goofy looking, but that's what Godzilla's all about, ladies and gentlemen. It's goofy fighting between alpha males, folks. Big, badass alpha male. But the storyline, the characters, the talking, the dialogue, a lot of it was bad, folks. Special effects was bad. I mean, they're downloading the power source. It's just the blue floor. It says download. Was bad, ladies and gentlemen. Bad, but once again, I enjoyed it personally. I enjoyed the fighting. Would I watch it a second time? Probably not. There maybe in 5-6 years or whatever, I'd watch it again or something, but I recommend you watch it if you want there, but storyline, it's pretty stupid there. This whole Hollow Earth shit is dumb. Why was it mixed into it? Avoiding up the Godzilla stuff. Changing history. King Kong comes from the Hollow Earth. He's doing sign language. He has an axe or whatever. Kong just wants to jack off the women on top of the Empire State Building. That's it, folks. He ain't interested in Hollow Earth theory there, but it is what it is, folks. Decent movie. Is it a great masterpiece? Absolutely. Absolutely not. Decent if you like Godzilla. If you don't like Godzilla, you might think the whole thing is a fucking piece of shit there, but to each his own, ladies and gentlemen. To each his own. Until next time, peace. Peace there.